Imagine growing up with a dad who was basically a rock star in racing. Everywhere you go, people know his name. Now imagine you want to race too. That's the world Chase Elliott was born into, and the pressure that came with it was no joke. Being the son of a famous racing star and still building your own name in the NASCAR Cup Series is a really tough job. It's not just hard, it's almost unfair. Chase Elliott faced an uphill climb the moment he picked motorsports as his career path. And the reason why is simple. His father, Bill Elliott, wasn't just some driver who showed up on Sundays. Bill was loved by the masses. He was celebrated like there was no tomorrow back in the 1980s and early 1990s. Fans adored him. The cameras followed him. He was the face of the sport for a whole generation of race fans. Now picture being the kid of that guy. Picture lacing up your boots, climbing into a race car, and knowing that every single person watching is going to compare every move you make to your dad. That's the brutal reality Chase has been dealing with his entire racing life. Every lap, every finish, every win, every loss. It all gets stacked up next to what Bill Elliott did decades ago. But here's the wild part. Chase didn't crumble under it. He didn't fold. He didn't run from it. Like a hot knife through butter, Chase managed those expectations. And not only did he handle them, he grew into one of the top stars of the sport in the current generation. He won races. He won fans. He won a championship. He carved out his own path while still carrying one of the biggest last names in racing. So, how did he do it? How did a kid with that much weight on his shoulders find a way to breathe and just race? Chase finally opened up about it in a recent interview with Lindsay Czarniak. And the answer might surprise you. It wasn't some fancy mental training. It wasn't a sports coach. It wasn't years of pep talks. It was something much simpler and much more powerful. It was his mom and dad. Chase told Lindsay exactly how his parents handled things growing up. He said, "The way they kind of brought me up and allowed me to live my life and to do the things that I wanted to do, it was always my choice. Racing was always my choice." Just sit with that for a second. His parents never pushed him into the car. They never made him feel like he had to race because of who his dad was. They let him pick. And Chase didn't stop there. He went on to share something even more powerful. He said, "If I went home, whether I was 10th, 15th, or 20th, if I went home and said, 'Hey, Mom and Dad, I don't want to do this anymore,' it would have been totally fine. They always made that really apparent to me." Think about that. He could have walked away at any moment. No anger. No guilt trip. No big lecture about carrying on the family name. Just love and freedom. That's a rare thing in any sport, but especially in a sport where last names mean everything. That mindset changed everything for Chase. Knowing he was walking his own road, not somebody else's, took a huge weight off his shoulders. He wasn't trying to be Bill Elliott too. He was just trying to be Chase. That awareness helped him stop comparing himself to what his father had already done. And that's a big deal, because if you spend your whole career chasing a ghost, you'll never feel like you've done enough. But here's the twist. Even though Chase didn't want to live in his dad's shadow, he still wanted to reach his dad's level. He made that clear in the interview. He personally wants to be as great as his old man was. So the goal is still there. The dream is still there. It's just that he's chasing it on his own terms, not because somebody handed him a script. And honestly, he's getting there pretty quickly. So that brings up another big question. Where is Bill Elliott these days? Is he still around the track every weekend like he used to be? The answer is, not really anymore. And there's a sweet reason behind it. Bill Elliott is 69 years old now. He's living the dream every race car driver hopes for. He's a NASCAR legend. He's the father of a Cup Series champion. He's done it all. Back in the day, when Chase was first coming up, Bill loved being at the track watching his son race and leave the competition in the dust. He didn't want to miss a single moment of it. But over the last few years, things have changed. He's cut back on his track visits a lot. Chase actually explained the reason behind it last year, and his words were full of respect. He said, "He doesn't come to as many races as he probably did early on in my career. Like I tell a lot of people, he has been running the circles for a long time. So, at this point, it's totally like, man, I get it. Enjoy being home and enjoying retirement. You've had a wonderful career," Chase added. "I think At this point, he is finally doing that. How sweet is that? There's no bitterness in his voice. No, I wish my dad was here more. Just a son who looks at his father and says, "You've earned this. Go relax. Go enjoy the quiet days. You spent decades on the road, on planes, at tracks, under the hot sun, surrounded by the smell of fuel and tires. You gave it everything. Now it's time to put your feet up." That kind of respect between a father and son is the kind of thing that hits you right in the heart. And here's the thing. Bill Elliott can rest easy. He doesn't have to worry about the family name slipping away. He doesn't have to wonder if his last name still means something in the garage. Because his son is out there carrying the Elliott name to brand new heights every single weekend. The 2020 Cup Series champion isn't slowing down. He's still racing. He's still winning fans. He's still proving night after night that the Elliott legacy isn't a memory. It's still alive and moving forward in fast lane. And the next chapter rolls on, with Chase set to race at Richmond Raceway this Saturday. So when the title says Chase Elliott was destroyed by a brutal reality, here's the truth. He was hit with one of the toughest situations in all of sports. Being compared every single day to a beloved legend who happens to be your own father, that kind of pressure has broken plenty of athletes in plenty of sports. We've seen it again and again. The famous last name, the constant comparisons, the fans who expect you to be just like dad, the cameras catching every mistake. It's a recipe that has crushed a lot of young careers before they even got started. But Chase didn't get destroyed. Chase got stronger. He found a way to take all that pressure, all those expectations, all those comparisons, and turn them into fuel. And the secret wasn't anything flashy. It was a quiet gift from his parents. The gift of choice. The gift of freedom. The gift of being told, no matter what you do, we love you the same. That's the kind of foundation that doesn't just build a racer. It builds a champion. It builds a man. And that's why, when you watch Chase Elliott climb into the number 9 car this weekend at Richmond, you're not just watching a driver. You're watching the result of a lifetime of smart parenting, hard work, and one young man who refused to let a brutal reality break him. And maybe that's the real lesson hiding inside this whole story. It's not really about racing. It's about how a kid can grow up under one of the biggest shadows in the sport and still find his own sunlight. Chase didn't beat the pressure by fighting it. He beat it by understanding that he was never trapped by it in the first place. His parents handed him the keys to his own life, and he used them to drive straight toward his own dreams. So the next time you see that number 9 flying around the track, remember, you're not just seeing speed and skill. You're seeing a young man who took the heaviest last name in racing and made it lighter, one lap at a time.